Hey guys, welcome back to more AFK Arena. In today's video, we have a couple things to talk about, some changes coming in an upcoming patch that have seemed to be translated from a foreign version of the Dolly's Corner that they post on social medias. So we'll go through that. We also have login gifts, which is always fun. So let's get into it. And just quickly for the stream goers, I just got in. I've got to sort out my emulators and BlueStacks or get LD player or something like that because it's laggy as hell. So I'm going to move stream to tomorrow. So stream will be a day later this week because I got to sort out what's going on. As you can see on screen, it's laggy as hell and I didn't get a chance to fix it on the weekend. So we will move stream. But the first thing I want to go in on the test server, we do have these login events that started yesterday. So free goodies, always happy. Let's check the chest. As you can see, does have a good chunk of these bad boys. Now, I'm going to wait and see the math. To me, I think that these, the cores are going to be better value than the red chests in this one. But don't quote me on that. So I'll wait and get someone to do some math and I'll get you the answer before the end of it. That's just my first thoughts on it. But yeah, normally when there's 25, I don't think they normally do 5,000 po coins. So it looks like they're trying to like equal up the value of everything in those chests. So yeah, nice rewards. Always happy to get some scrolls and some diamonds. So ain't too bad. And these ones obviously have that. So moving on from that, we do have, if I go over here, we do have these quote unquote leaked patch notes. So if we look over here, we are on Reddit, posted by Dat Guy Wind. Now these are also over on AFK Guide if you want to look at them there. So I'll leave those links, both these links in the description. You can check that out. Now this is the image I was talking about that it was translated from, which like looks like a Dolly's Corner. I honestly don't know what language that is. I suck at languages. I'm not a cultured person, but this is the like sort of official looking post that it's been translated from. And let's go through what it actually has. So if we go over here, first off, engravings for normal factions will be released in version 1.71 in the order of Wilder, Lightbearer, Mauler, Graveborn. Now, with this one, this is 1.71. So not the update that's about to come, the one past that we're looking at. So, and when it says engraving for 4 factions will be released in a patch 7.1.71, I'm not sure if this is like a translation thing. The way I see it is like, it sounds like all of them will be released in 1.71, but like spaced apart in dates. However, it might be that one is released, Wilders are released in 1.71, Lightbearers in 1.72, Maulers in 7.3, and then Graveborn in 7.4. So we'll have to see how that pans out. I'm really interested to see what goes on with the engravings. So obviously they've been working on just implementing the things, getting them set. There is a lot of controversy around those engravings. So I'm keen to see once the dust settles and they're all implemented and all that stuff, what sort of happens with the balance of them. I've been getting a lot of people DM me about it and stuff like that. I'm just keeping an eye on what's happening with it, is basically because people keep asking me my opinion. I'm just trying to see, once all of it goes out, once all of it gets settled, what the actual, like how the situation pans out. So I am watching it, guys. I am watching it. Next up from that, we do have, and that's another thing, I'm looking forward to seeing if there's actually any good skills in these, because for me, the engravings, you know, their stats and like a little upgrade to an ability, but like I want things like the one for Zolrath where it gives him like the immunity to CC when he comes back, even though it's not huge for Zolrath, but like those little changes to abilities, I feel like they could really help out some underused characters. We could get Rigby into the top tier of heroes and stuff like that. So keen to see what happens there. Next up, we do have the new Abyssal Expedition map, which will be released on September 2. Now, obviously, I take these dates with a grain of salt until they do actually take the whole thing with a grain of salt, even though it looks fairly official. But September 2, you know, that's reasonable, couple weeks away. Heroes with engravings enabled will have a lot of advantages. Now, I'm curious to see what that is referring to. I mean, I guess people are going to engrave their best heroes first anyway. So maybe you just want to focus more on your Abyssal characters. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Like that sort of thing. Like even if this is like concerning to you when you've got like the 4 factions coming out, like just wait. And then once it drops on test server, which is always early, we can see how much of advantage the engravings are and which characters will benefit most from these advantages, and then you guys can choose whether you want to engrave for Abyssal or whether you want to just keep doing it the way you want to do it. So I just hold out on engravings when they bring in the 4 factions, unless you just set you don't care. If you're curious about the Abyssal, then maybe just hold off. New Abyssal Expedition map. Each team must be divided into 3 small teams for 3 boss gates. I kind of like this. Instead of having to chain the whole map and then all go to one boss, I like it that they're sort of encouraging split teams to attack different bosses. I actually think that's kind of cool. So we'll see. For pug groups and stuff like that, non-guild groups, it might be a bit tough to coordinate, but I feel like most people will just go to their closest gate and it should be fine. The 3 bosses HP are linked together. What I'm assuming is it'll be linked together to a certain point. Like doing 100% damage to that boss won't do 100% damage to the other bosses. Maybe it might like cap out at like, you know, 25-50%. So I feel like you'll have to still attack them all and do that. At least that's my thoughts anyway. And I'm tipping this guy here. Whoops, I just put up the DPI on my mouse. So I'm tipping this guy here isn't a new character. My assumption with this guy would be that he is he's the new like Abyssal boss, because there is going to be a new map, which to me leads to new boss, which to me, this guy looks very boss-like. So that's my vibe on this guy. I think that's what he's going to be. And I think he was down towards that end of the post, like 64 something. I see 64, which looks like a big number, and there's a lot of people in Abyssal. I don't know, but that's where he's situated on the post. So that's how I'm assuming it, because there's nothing in the post about a new hero when it was translated. So that's my vibes. Let's go back over here. Players can join the Abyssal Expedition as a spectator, max 10 spectators per team. Each spectator gives the team a small amount of stamina recovering rate. So it looks like everyone's going to want to have 10 spectators. I'm assuming this is going to function similar to the way that spectators work in, what was the other one? The hunting fields, where you get a percentage of the rewards. I'm not sure the percentages. If it's 80%, I'm happy to spectate on all my accounts, dude. Like, it still blows my mind. I think they need to balance out how much spectators get. Purely for the fact that I feel like for doing no effort and getting 80% of the rewards compared to the amount of effort that people put in who actually go through the event, I just, it doesn't seem balanced. But you know, if it is like that, I mean, free goodies, get around it. It's not too bad, especially if you run ults. I mean, having high rewards is nice if you do have ults, because then you can really contribute on one of your accounts and then just let the others spectate. I actually kind of like it in that sense. But yeah, I mean, everyone wants free rewards, so who cares? Each spectator gives a team small. I did say that. New kind of item allowing heroes to gain the max stats for their signature item. Now, once again, translations and stuff, I don't know how this translates. We'll have to wait and see what this is. Whether it's like you get an item and your character is instantly 30 signature item. When it says max stats, whether it gives them the stats of it and not the skills. And the other thing is, does it like sell hypos dimensionals who go to 40? Does it work on them? There's a lot of questions I have about this little statement that I feel like needs a lot of elaboration. So you can read into that a lot of different things. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on that, or whether it's like just something that's meant to be in the Abyssal because it's tied to that. But I'm not too sure. It just seems like a little random thing at the end. That really just doesn't fit in with the rest of it. So we'll have to see on that. I think it'd be sick if they just introduce an item, like instant max signature item. Yeah, I'd be happy with it. Think everyone would. But that is going to be it for those ones, guys. Like I said, we've got the login rewards coming soon to global, hopefully in the next day or two. I'd say those things are normally only a day or two behind. And then yeah, the new Abyssal and stuff like that, and the factions getting their engravings. Keen to see what happens there. I'll spend probably a couple of hours just reading through the new abilities from the engravings, and hopefully someone gets something nice. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.